So normally I'm the kind of collector who hears, terms like premium collectibles, and I can't help but roll my eyes. But, man, there's no other way to describe these. Wait till you check out the actual packaging. We're gonna do something a little bit different for the channel today. I've been bitten. I've got the bug.
I got infected. Get it away from me.
I've been mutated. I'm feeling it. Super7. Man, they must have Vanilla Ice working over there, because you turn out the lights and he glows. Glow in the dark power, premium. I mean, come on, that's just the packaging. Holy flip. Check it out, even Homeboy's bio glows in the dark, and look, it's got like that, it's got his symbol embedded in it. This is just phenomenal. Mutagen Man, the non-stop mutating monster. God, look at him, would you? First impressions, he real big. And all these details and decals are just perfection. Alright, let's see a little less to see more of Seymour. Woo! That is phenomenal. Look at all the details that brings out. That's just incredible. I love the way the different colored plastics glow as well. That is a really cool touch. Seymour!
See more butts. I'm looking for see more butts. Come on, guys. Anyone want to see more butts?
Lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off. This is my first Ninja Turtles Super7 dance party, and he just looks absolutely amazeballs. This is one of those kind of like modern updates where if you'd had a friend who had Mutagen Man as a kid and hadn't seen it since that time, so I don't know, 20 years or whatever, and then you showed them this, they'd be like, oh, I 100% remember having this as a kid. But, you did not. This is not your granddad's Mutagen Man. Man, whatever happened with the ooze, it must have shrunk his skull or inflated his brains and eyeballs. Whatever it is, that doesn't quite add up. And, in a lot of ways, just kind of leans into the horrifying of it all. I bring you love.
It's bringing love. Don't let it get away.
Break its legs.
Look at all those different guts and gobjules all through there. Poor Seymour. This is arguably, in a lot of ways, a fate worse than death. Maybe the right amount of retro mutagen will take him back to where he needs to be. But as well as, being glow in the dark, so not your kind of standard color scheme, he does still have, like, what I would imagine is the same amount of paint apps pretty well. Like these gold pieces, they're really crispy. They come through everywhere. There's this bit, I've always wondered what that is. Maybe that's to like wind it up, I don't know. The metallic green to match into the metallic gold. He could almost be some kind of weird, disgusting Australian mascot for the Olympics. You got that awesome magenta-y, and just so many little paint apps. Like, look at those. Those tiny screw heads have got gold on them. That's just dope. I do look at that and can't help but wonder if maybe it's supposed to be clamped in a little bit more. Because this side isn't super either. Don't know, maybe that's part of the original as well. It does seem like they should be clipped together tighter. I think this particular color scheme as well also brings out a lot of just how truly disgusting it is that you've got his skin melting away from like his muscle mass. And with this higher contrast, you really get to see everywhere that it's happening. God, Seymour, this must hurt, man. But then, the quality of the apps, look at the back of that hand. Someone's painted in there and managed to leave those tendons free and clear. That's impressive, I'm impressed by that. Same awesome metallic gold for all of his keeping me alive bits down here. I do think probably that strut should have been painted gold. I do feel like that is part of the machine. But, is that not a classic Playmates thing that not every Surface deal gets its own apps? Or, who knows? Maybe some of his skin's bled down and that piece is embedded in that now. Disgusting! Look at that. He's even gone and had his nails did. Ah! Actually, maybe this is not a bad time to jump to a couple of accessories by way of extra hands. As a general rule with extra hands, I don't like changing them because I get worried about these pegs and stuff breaking. But this happened of its own volition. So I guess he gets a fist now. Alright, let's have a look at articulation on this behemoth, shall we? So you get a universal joint for the shoulder, which comes up about this far, and go all the way around for if he has to, you know, fight Lisa for his room. Now, when I first saw this elbow, I was like, oh, that's a shame. It's only going to get that, like, what, 5 mil of bend? But somehow with that sculpt, it keeps going past, and you can almost get to, like, I don't know, not 90, but something. More than 45, right? The other arm is the same, but, you know, with spinning it, you do have to watch out a little bit for this life-giving chord. No waist swivel, but, you know, I would argue that technically speaking, he doesn't really have a waist to swivel. Oh wait, hang on. Does this swivel? No. Oh. No, I think this is the same piece of perspex all the way through. They probably could have, if they'd really wanted to, given him waist swivel. Universal again at his hips, and he can kick pretty wide. Surprisingly, like that's a fairly deep split. I mean, I know he's not wearing any pants, so there's nothing restricting his movement, but that's some denim cutoffs action right there.
But check this out. Go. 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 Oh! Any more? That's it, but that's pretty wide, right?
With the knees, at first I was pretty genuinely terrified that this one was going to break, because if you have a look there, can you see how this kind of gold application is sort of overset on the actual joint a little bit? So at first, I couldn't bend this knee, but very carefully I kind of warmed it up a little bit and bent it out a little bit. And so now you get a solid 90 out of that knee. Then there's a universal at the knee as well, so you get swivel as well as a bend. His feet are also on a universal, so you get up and down, and then you also get ankle tilt as well. So he can throw some pretty great shapes. You want one of these? I'll do it. Look at that. That's almost some classic Playmates only in one position will I stand action. But then, he is a surprisingly sturdy boy. I mean, look at that. You can even get him mid-breakdance and he's going to hold the balance. That's, I think, very impressive for the joint tolerances and everything on a figure this size and, you know, made out of glow-in-the-dark goddamn plastic.
Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.
So, in true TMNT Playmates classic sort of style, he comes with a veritable bevy, a plethora of accessories.
Oh yes, you have a plethora.
As we kind of touched on before, you can give him the Bruce Campbell treatment, and you get a couple of extra fists, also in glow-in-the-dark style. So you got this one for punching power on the right-hand side, if you want, and then you get a open hand for the left as well. So he can be punching or grabbing or punching, double punching or double grab. Which, I don't know about you, but I feel like that's what the original was missing. I don't know how often I'll swap them out, but you know, now there's the choice. Now you've got it, right?
So we have it.
So we have it, that way we have it. Is that way you have it?
He's also got this glow-in-the-dark BFG, which kind of looks like a gun, but it honestly to me looks more like some kind of dog clipper that Doc Brown would have invented. It's powered by plutonium! And go ahead and put that in his big mitt. Pow! Pow 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 pow. On top of that, we also get this awesome sprue, which has a whole bunch of little bitty bits that you can clip off in a different colored glow-in-the-dark plastic, which is just amazing. Because this sprue is so nicely molded, I don't know that I'm actually gonna cut them out and use them for their intended purposes. It feels a little bit too special to cut up. Is that just me? Did anyone else feel that way? Incredibly fortuitous that the folks over at Super7 know that people like to have a full weapons rack, turtle style, or I don't know, this honestly looks a little bit more like it should go with Junkyard from Toxic Crusaders. So they also gave us a bunch of these already separated off the sprue. Where did I put them? Oh, that's right, I was cleaning up a little bit earlier. Oh, look at them shine. Look at him glow. And, oh yeah, look at his little trash bits glow. Apple core, eyeball, tiny turtle, fish, wrench, some kind of chicken bone. Love it. So the whole idea with this, the gimmick with the original at least, and you could probably do it with this one. I'm not going to, because anyone who's dabbled in the realms of TMNT before knows that once you start oozing up a figure, it's never going to quite be the same again. But in theory, right, you pop this open, you can fill that with water or ooze or whatever you like, and then you just go ahead and, you know, feed him.
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
Get in there. Oh god, that's never coming back out again, is it? Apple core. They don't quite get past his big brain, do they? Yeah, there's no scenario where that apple core is going inside of him. Ugh, now there's no scenario where it's coming out. Let's see. Let's get ranch. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Toxie's missing eyeball. Boop. A little slice of pizza. Everyone else has managed to kind of filter down into his guts suitably, but that apple core will not go. But then, you know, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and fill that up with water, fill it up with ooze, and he's got, you know, little bits that he's absorbed floating around in him. What fun. And for those playing at home, they will glow inside of him, in the glow zone, because he's a glow boy. One light, two light. So there we go, we can see what he had for lunch. A tiny turtle. So I think all that's really left for us to do is to have a quick look at a couple of mutagen men of days gone by. Let's first have a look at him from the 2012 series, which was a pretty fun reimagining of him. The way you can go ahead and unscrew this, this one was definitely easier to get the ooze in and out of. But I think having this guts bag like that, is it just me or is that more disgusting somehow than traditional Mutagen Man? And here he is alongside the OG Mutagen Man. These figures are so faithful in their retelling, like right down to the tiniest details. Like the Horsemen have done a magnificent job on these updated sculpts. Like these figures really do seem to be what you dreamed was possible as a child. Like the NECA figures might be a more cost-effective option, but I was always a little bit more into the aesthetics of the toys than I was of the cartoons. And so these fit just right for me. Look at that. What an incredible glow up. Glow up. You can obviously get this guy in like these colors, which I imagine looks even more on point, but Mutagen Man's never really been one of my faves. It was the fact that it was about 3 AM and I was overtired and he glowed in the dark and I managed to see him for a reasonable price that I picked this guy up. They really are just a love letter to toys and to Ninja Turtles in general. Absolutely no regrets about picking up this dude. If you get the chance to get this exclusive fellow for a reasonable price, I would do it, because who doesn't love a little glow-in-the-dark action? So with that in mind, let's wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit me up in the comments below if you'd like to see some more Super 7 action out of me. And I think we're just going to have to finish with having a little look at him shine one last time, eh? Oh, I can see his breakfast. Who doesn't love a little glow-in-the-dark action? If glow-in-the-dark does not remind you of your childhood, then you're probably not the same age as me, and that's fine. But get amongst it. Oh, I mean, I'm sure I'm soaking up all kinds of chemicals just touching him, but it is worth it. It is most assuredly worth it.